light work for you, mate. It's funny because on camera it doesn't look too bad. It looks like we're in Costa del Sol or something, but welcome to sunny Leeds. Cheers for welcoming us down here, Phil, to your local area in, this is classed as Leeds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're bang in the centre of Leeds. We just parked up, but yeah, appreciate you letting us come down and film for today. What we got on the menu?
We're going to do 5x3k, off like 90 seconds recovery.
Yeah.
Try and run them around 9-minute pace. So 3-minute Ks. So just a touch quicker than like goal marathon pace.
And in terms of the workout structure itself, I know you've got 2 sessions today. Is that something you do most weeks, or is it something that's just sprinkled in every now and again?
I'd say it's every now and again. I probably haven't done a double session day for 5 weeks, maybe. Do these quite a lot in front. Do this quite a lot while I'm at altitude, and it's just a way of getting a lot of volume in, but actually not completely killing yourself.
Yeah. In terms of who you're training with today, we've got 2 lads up front. We've got Vinnie. I know that he's quite new to the area.
So Vinnie grew up in Hull, so
oh bloody hell.
He's Icelandic.
Right.
Moved there with his family when he was about 5. Grew up there, went to America, east of Michigan. Came back this summer, and he's still living in Hull, but he comes over twice a week to train with us. Being coached by Andy Henderson, and yeah, it's been a great addition. Really, really good. Kind of like the last marathon block I had ahead of London. I was really fortunate because Josh Dickinson was doing a massive strength block.
Yeah.
So we worked really well together, and this time, Vinnie.
We've also got Mr. COROS UK himself, Dougie Mussin, to come into the fray as well. He's doing Valencia alongside yourself.
Yeah.
So how far out are we now from Valencia?
25 days, not that I'm counting. But yeah, we're getting quite close now.
And I'm assuming that the goal is obviously that Olympic qualifying mark, which stands at
2:8:10. So
is that what you and Hendo have been really targeting in this block?
Yeah, that's what I think, like, it's a stretch, but I think it's achievable, and like, it's what's kind of motivating me, it's what's exciting, and yeah, I'm kind of going to go swinging for that.
Awesome, okay. And is this a normal warm-up for you and the sort of setup that you've got 2 mile easy jog and then straight to the track for some drills?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. All right,
kind of working in Ks now.
That's when you know you're doing proper mileage and you start working in Ks.
Well, it's just a European marathon, isn't it? So there's not going to be any mile markers. And like, kind of spent the last few years trying to run kind of 5-minute miles, or just sub 5-minute miles. And now I'm trying to run a whole lot quicker. It's just easier to kind of think, if we go 2 per K, that doesn't really have any kind of meaning or context to it. So it's just like something kind of freshen it up and not be so daunting.
So on a session like today, obviously 5x3k, that's a hell of a lot of laps. I know you do a lot of laps around the track as it is, but on the COROS itself, the pace 3, will you be using track mode today?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, you miss out on those extra little GPS discrepancy miles, don't you?
That's right, you do. And in terms of like data from the watch itself, are there any particular ones that you and your coach are analysing quite frequently? Obviously we've got pace, but there are so many metrics now with the new model, including, you know, heart rate variability, monitoring sleep. What are the main ones that you and Andy Henderson keep your eye on?
So I use these a lot when I'm at altitude. Kind of thing like I wouldn't do a run there without the heart rate band. And just like seeing how the body's coping there. Actually, since coming home, like, this marathon's like, it's a very outcome focused marathon. Like, I need to run that time. It's not about kind of the process of just running the best marathon possible on the day. So I didn't really want to know what the body was feeling or telling me or what the watch was. So I've actually turned all of that off just for this little block. And I'm just going
A little more old school.
At the end of the day, whether I'm feeling good or whether I feel like I'm ready, I'm going out at 3:02 per K. So I just need to be able to run those times. I need to be able to train towards those splits. So I don't want to be told that my heart rate's too high. I'm just going to run those splits. Do what I can to do it.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, mate. Well, let's get into it. We'll finish off the jog and then get into the warm-up. So I was just chatting to Phil on the warm-up there, Vinnie. You were saying that you're based in Hull, but you're Icelandic. Do you want to give us a little bit of an intro of your backstory and how you found yourself based in Leeds?
Intro about myself. Yeah, so I moved to Hull when I was 5 from Iceland, so pretty much bred in Hull.
Yeah.
Then I went out to Eastern Michigan, been there the past 5 years, and just came back now. I was trying to figure out, right, where am I, because I want to keep running at high level. All right, where am I going to base myself? Reached out to Phil. Yeah, it's been good. It's been real good. Just come down here on the train 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Get my sessions in.
Coached by Andy Henderson as well?
Andy, yeah.
And I saw you had a big win recently, Leeds 10K. You had a little sprint finish there, I saw. Was it with Johnny Mellor?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I don't know, came around the 10 and I just saw like, okay, he's probably doesn't want to see me right now. And I felt like I haven't run as hard as I could. So I got a big sprint, and then I was kind of surprised with like, once I like changed my mindset from being like, okay, this is hurt, into like, all right, just gonna go, could win this here. I had a big sprint and managed to put on a little show for everyone that was watching. It was kind of sick.
And what's next? What's the next race you're training for?
So I'm doing Eurocross in 5 weeks, kind of just because I can.
Yeah.
Like all the guys I'm training with, they like got trials and that from Iceland. I just got to send a little message to say, hey, can you sign me up for Eurocross? And I just turn up to the day, yeah.
And today's workout, Phil's doing 5x3K. I know he's doing a double session. Will you do all of that with him today, or?
No, so my training is pretty much just like 75% of what Phil does usually.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm in really good shape, so that tells you what sort of shape Phil's in. But today I got 3x3K this morning and then 8x K tonight.
And will you do the 8x K back in Hull?
No, I'll be here with Phil. Yeah, I go around to Phil's, chill at his. Just a full day training with Phil. It's
nice.
A full day.
A day in the life of living with Phil Sesemann. Awesome. All right, mate, let's get a good session in. So this is the famous track that I see on Instagram so much.
Yeah.
Well, it looks a lot different in person. Yeah, I saw you do a session. What was the session you did? Was it last week or the week before? You did 60 laps. 4x5K.
Yeah, we've done it twice. So we did the first one we did was 6x3K and then 1K off. And then the other one was an extension of that. So
is it the same way around?
Yeah.
What were your hips like after it?
They're fine, isn't it?
Made to steal you, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I know that you was, I don't know whether you still are, but I know you was obviously had a career as a doctor. Is that still part of your life? Are you still part-time, or are you just full-time athlete now?
I'm full-time athlete now. So yeah, I've taken a step back from that, put it on the back burner for a bit. Potentially, may not go back to it, but we'll see, kind of thing.
Today's session, 5x3K. You're going to jump in on the full workout? Big volume.
So yeah, it's going to be. I think it is big volume for kind of like the track side of things, but I mean, when you're doing like a 30k long on the weekend, it actually seems quite nice and relaxed. So you can just focus on form a little bit more. Being on the track obviously helps as well in terms of getting that metronomic pace. I also find just personally running on the track, you always feel a little bit quicker. It just feels a little bit easier as well. So.
I spoke to Phil on the warm-up about using the post 3 today, using the track mode because it's so bang on.
Yeah.
And we spoke about what sort of data that Phil looks at with his coach Andy Henderson. What sort of data points are you looking at and analysing before and after your sessions to maybe tailor your training so that you bang on where you need to be?
I think so. Personally, for me, I kind of look at some of our back-end metrics, so things like base fitness going into a session. So what we look at quite often and on the in the training hub, is you can look at where your work has been for the last couple of weeks or month or so in both the aerobic zone and the anaerobic zone. So today's session won't be touching on kind of like full anaerobic, but you'll be starting to push kind of beyond that sort of tempo zone, or at least for myself I will be. So this will be kind of geared towards more of that speed sort of zone. So I know that my breakdown for the week, should I say, is focused on long run, where I'm going to be hitting that real aerobic sort of depth, as it were. So at the weekend did a 37k long run, which is obviously all geared towards like marathon race specific, and that was all geared, like I say, in that aerobic zone. Today we're going to be touching more on the anaerobic side. So you can actually monitor that through the watch as well. So I've got the Apex 2 Pro on here. So you can look at it through the anaerobic and the aerobic training stimulus, I guess, in the session. And then that's what feeds into your training load. So today's session won't be as big as something like a long run, but you'll be working at a higher intensity. So your heart rate will be getting higher as well. And you'll still be working a good amount, but the volume not necessarily. So yeah, other than that, it's going to be pace. I do use heart rate myself as well, but for today's session, I think because we're going to be kind of going beyond my kind of like marathon pace, as it were, my heart rate's probably going to be a little bit too high, so I'm going to be just focusing on the pace that Phil needs to hit, and making sure that we kind of hit the goals of the session, I guess.
Awesome. All right, mate, we'll have a good session. So, Phil, obviously, Adidas have just brought out the Evo. What's the full name of the new model? Evo 3 or something like that?
No, Evo Pro 1.
Evo Pro 1? I'm already talking about the third model.
Yeah.
Have you got a pair of those, and you're going to be wearing those in Valencia?
No, I'll be rocking Pro 3s.
Pro 3s? Because
Yeah,
I know they've been quite hard to get hold of, haven't
Yeah,
they? They're like
yeah.
hottest shoe in the world right now.
I know. So yeah, I can't get hold of a pair. But it's kind of like you watch like Valencia half, and like both the winners of that were in Pro 3s.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really worry you too much, and I can do good training in Pro 3s.
Yeah.
So I know I can make some extra.
Are these the Pro 3s, Phil?
These are the Pro 3s.
So will you be running in that pair for the marathon, or will you put a fresh pair on?
I'll definitely wear a fresh pair. We'll see how the next few sessions go. I've got this theory that the blue ones aren't as fast. So
Where's that theory come from?
big off. That's the only way.
One race.
Yeah. One race, and then just like a couple like average sessions. Whereas like I've had a couple of the white pairs and I've had some great sessions. So it's just a theory, and unless I get some good sessions in a blue pair, then I'm not wearing them in the race.
Love that. Hi Andy, thanks for having us down here at the track here in Leeds. We've got a big session on the plan for Phil and Vinnie today, and obviously got Dougie from COROS that's going to jump in as well. We're 25 days or so out now from Valencia Marathon. How's things been going this block with Phil?
Really good. So quite pleased where things are. Can't wait actually to get to Valencia now. I think he's good to go. So just 1 or 2 more sessions really, and then we'll see where we're at. But yeah, looking forward to it.
In terms of Phil's training blocks since he started with the marathon journey, has much changed in the training that you set out for him, or is it real fine tweaks?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of thresholds. There's a lot more of that come into his training now. And then, yeah, not as much of the kind of max stuff that we might have done before when we were more focused on 5K. And so, yeah, but that still comes in as little elements, but not as much. And then, of course, yeah, just getting some specific marathon runs out, which are a lot longer than normal, even though Phil does come from a high mileage background, as many people know as well. So it's just trying to get him to reduce a bit of that and get a little bit more specific on what he needs for the marathon, really.
Today he's got a double session, so he'll do a workout this morning and he'll come back later this afternoon. We hear a lot of this in the media coming from the Ingebrigtsens, and I was chatting to Phil on the warm-up asking him how regularly he does that. What is it that, from a coaching perspective, why does it feature in the plan? What are you looking for from that double workout?
I think it's just to really get more threshold into him, really. But I think it's always difficult when you're trying to do a lot of it in one session. So it is kind of nice as well just to break it up. So it means that you can actually get a little bit more volume in. And yeah, but between that, it's just making sure that he's got the right recovery as well to be able to do that. And we don't do it as regularly as maybe many others do, but we like to have it in every 2-3 weeks kind of thing in his marathon prep, and we've probably got a few more in this time compared to what he's done before.
So he's got his COROS on today. He'll be using his track mode. When he syncs his training to Training Peaks later on, what are the key metrics that you'll be looking at as coach? Are there any certain numbers you're looking for?
Well, I think the biggest thing is he uploads it to Training Peaks for us, and that's what I have a look at really, and then it's just looking at his training stress scores on that, and then I do also like to monitor what his heart rate's doing as well. So those are really the key things for me. Yeah, and then other than that, just keeping track of what he's doing on the mileage side of things as well.
Awesome. All right, Andy. Well, best of luck on the bike. I'll be tailing behind.
Cheers. Thanks.
Alright, we good?
good there, Phil?
Yeah, it was alright. First one done.
What did you hit for that one?
8:58.
Oh, perfect. Let's go, boys. Two down, Vinnie, feeling good?
Yeah.
Looking smooth, weight. One more to go.
One more to go from me.
Good, Phil.
Yeah, all good. Whitewash is going on today, you know.
Light work for you, mate. My plan is get as much content as possible until it dies. Oh no, I know. I'll make sure I brought a change of clothes.
Well, I think you were free. You were bang on. Yeah, I wasn't. Neither was Vinnie. I'll hit 3 for this one, I promise. We're going 3-0-0. Alright, let's call it.
Let's go, boys. Number 3. Work, Vinnie.
Nice one, thanks.
Buddy, how'd it go for you, mate? You were banging on there for three reps.
Felt good.
First workout of the day. So is it what, short cool down there, get some food and chill out for the afternoon?
Jack of potato, cheese and beans right there. But yeah, just try to do a shot cool down because obviously big mileage day today. And it's quite just feel good in the morning.
How many miles will you hit today, do you reckon, all in?
So it's 17k of intensity and like probably looking at 17-18 miles.
Nice, and those reps there, what were you hitting? Were you about 9 minutes?
Just under like
Nice work, alright mate.
58 somewhere. So
Alright mate, I'll let you crack on. Have a good afternoon.
Nice one, thanks.
See you, mate. Let's go, boys.
I felt alright on.
Just warming up into it.
It's 12k. I think it's because you can split the finish, aren't you?
Yeah, I think me and Coach can relate to that. Is he hitting the splits?
Yeah, he's going a bit quicker. So I mean, that one was 8:56.
And he wanted 9 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the others have been 8:58, so it's all right. So
Good.
He's comfortable enough. I can hear when he's not good. So
What is it, in his breathing?
in his breathing, yeah. Been around him long enough to know
Yeah.
when he's good and when he's not.
Pick up those pills?
Yeah. So.
Does Phil's form ever change? His form always looks great to me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really. Not too much. He just slows down, and then he just gives up.
All right, boys, last one. Go on, lads.
Are you training for anything specific? He's on there.
He's been doing some big stuff. Just needs to bump his mileage.
I don't think I've ever heard a more Phil Sesemann statement than that.
Well, I say it's just like trying to get him to understand sometimes just to pull back. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Is the other thing that we've learned in the last few marathon blocks is just trying to run at a better intensity as well. Not too much of the slower stuff. Doing a bit with Andy Jones and the physiologist here, Barney Wainwright as well. So yeah, and those are the kind of things that we've been looking at, trying to improve in marathon blocks as well. So
Yeah, easier said than done. When you do big volume track sessions, you need a few days to like recover.
Eat 2 sessions a week? Or 2 session days a week?
Yeah, 2 session
Generally?
days, and then try and get like a steady run in at like 20, maybe even 30k as well. But
Yeah.
like, well, we've kind of done 2 40k's in this block, and it's like, it's almost like 2 weeks until I feel good again,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. So it's like you still get the sessions in, but they just can't be as hard, and like you can't really do like the intensity on the easy days either. So
Solid work. Well done, gents. Well done, Coach.
nice one. Cheers, mate.
So Phil, session done and dusted. How was it out there today?
yeah, it was alright. It was really, really nice having loads of company.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hendo on the bike, number 1, and then 2 training partners today.
Yeah.
So I was spoiled. And like splits were good. Kind of effort seems to be about right. So kind of sessions like this are like it's a way of getting a big amount in and not completely frying myself for the next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it ticks those boxes.
You'll be back here late this afternoon, 4 o'clock. What's the workout on the menu later?
So I'm going to do 12 by K off a minute. So
That'd be similar sort of pace or a little bit different?
probably just like slightly quicker. Kind
Okay.
of, I think 2:55 we wrote down, and I think it's going to be fairly nice conditions
Yeah.
this afternoon. So
I picked a good time to come, didn't I?
yeah, you did, yeah. It makes us look a little bit gritty and stuff. So, but like, I was messaging Vinnie, like the weather for Saturday looks really nice, but we're training Friday, and he was like, nah, it makes you soft in it. So you kind of got to kind of grin and bear it sometimes.
In this marathon block, or maybe even other marathon blocks that you've done, with sessions this big, do you ever have a workout that maybe doesn't go quite to plan or doesn't feel so good, and if so, like, how do you manage that mentally? Are you the sort of person that can just move on from it, or do you dwell on it a little bit?
I'd love to say I can move on from it, but yeah, I definitely dwell on it and kind of entire week is based on how well those sessions have gone, and that's kind of what I base my week around and stuff, and making sure that I'm optimising those sessions and that they're going well. I think this block showed me kind of with really big sessions, like you can feel amazing one week, and then like it can take 2 weeks before you actually start feeling good again. So kind of not really stressing it, like if you run 40k at so and so pace, you're fit, kind of thing. So it kind of means like the next week's training is like, yeah, I don't really dwell on those splits too much.
And what's the rest of the day look like now between the sessions for you?
A bit of chocolate milk after this jog. Go back to my house. Vinnie, just because he comes over from Hull between the 2 sessions, he'll just chill at mine, get some food, sit with the dogs. That'll be about it. Come back up here in a few hours and go again.
Go again.
Yeah.
Nice one. All right, mate. Well, thanks again for having us down at the session, and we'll see you out in Valencia.
Yeah.